In 45 years of playing, this is one of the most significant advances for guitar.
My name is Sterling Ball. My father and I bought Music Man from Real Fender. The challenges to me and the frustrations are what the opportunities become, because very little has changed in guitar. I'm more proud of the Game Changer than anything we've ever come up with.
A while ago, Sterling Ball came up with the idea about allowing the user to basically select any tone possible in a guitar. When somebody would manufacture a guitar, or when a user finally, purchased a guitar from somewhere or somebody, they were kind of stuck with whatever the mechanical switching was allowed in their guitar. And if they wanted to get some, funky tones or some weird tones out of their guitar, they would either have to open it up and rewire it and risk messing anything up or something up, or they'd have to go to a tech and have them do it for them. Otherwise, they were pretty much stuck with whatever the guitar came with.
Oh, look at all the Game Changer bodies. You want to know how you got a Game Changer? Right there, there's the logo for Game Changer. And that's on the back of the guitar. Let's see, we're getting ready.
And what we've done with the Game Changer is by implementing certain technologies, we've allowed the user, without adding anything special to the guitar's user interface, if you want to call it that, the normal knobs and switches that are on a guitar, they're able to not only completely rewire their guitar any way they want to in every possible pickup combination imaginable, but they can do it with ease. And they can do it fast, and they can do it on the fly.
One's in series with 2 out of phase. And I mean, we can go all day describing the most random things, but if you know series and parallel, you can figure it out on your own. But if you don't know it,
how many combinations are on that grid then?
Over 8.5 million.
There's 36 squares, and you get 8.5 million out of 36 squares.
Yep. Now you did the math.
Funny thing is, these 2 little switches right here have more than anything I can think of shaped popular music. You're going to say, why is a 5-way switch and why is a 3-way switch shape popular music? Because a 6-coil guitar with what we're doing is capable of almost 9 million different sonic combinations. What you've always gotten is what the engineer or in the guitar department or the person making the guitar thought the 3 best positions were, or the 5 best positions. As we've grown as a company and as we've added more R&D, the dream and vision has been contagious. What's happened now is we're sitting here and I think we've come up with the most significant thing we've ever done as a company. And I think potentially one of the most significant things ever to happen to the electric guitar, which sounds like really stupid to say that. So we call it the Game Changer because it really does change the game.
A lot of guitarists kind of, when they hear about the beginnings of certain, legends like Jimmy Page or Gary Moore, when they've rewired their guitars, they had one of their techs put some secret switches on their guitar, or their guitar coil was put out of phase or flipped around. Everybody gets all inspired and they get really excited to, come up with a brand new tone that could be their own.
There's a problem with, changing switches and soldering. It takes forever. You got to take it apart, take the strings off, switch it out, throw a different pickup in, switch it around, hope you can remember what it sounds like. And when I heard that wasn't going to happen, I was
guitar
interested.
and red hot pieces of steel and guitar players usually don't mix either.
Yeah, it can be interesting for sure.
I can't do the gig tonight. I resoldered my guitar.
I'm scorched and my insurance isn't paid up. Yeah, it's awesome.
The Game Changer itself is pretty unique in the sense that it has a lot of tonal possibilities, but at the same time, it's really a simple tool to use. The controls on the Game Changer are exactly what you're used to on a normal Music Man guitar. You have your volume control, your tone control, your 5-way selector switch. If you take it a bit further, you'll notice that the tone control doubles as a push-pull pot. When the knob is down, you have 5 positions on the 5-way selector. We call that bank A. When the knob is up, you again have 5 positions on the pickup selector. We call that bank B. You'll also notice there's a momentary toggle switch on the upper horn, which we call bank Z. Bank Z is filled with 15 different presets that are different combinations of wiring schemes for the pickups. By flipping bank Z up, you'll be on preset number 1. Again, preset number 2. Again, preset number 3. If you press down, you'll be back on preset number 2, number 1, and so on. The cool part about the Game Changer is at any moment in time, whatever tone you hear out of your guitar, whether you're on bank Z presets or bank A and B presets, you have the ability to save that tone into any pickup selector switch position you desire. You do so by playing a note out of the tone you want and holding in the volume knob until the guitar mutes. It takes about 2 seconds. As soon as the guitar is muted, you move the pickup selector and the bank selector to the position you want to save it in and press the volume knob in again. Now your preset is saved in that switch location.
So, Jay, in the 70s, you started your studio career.
Yes, I did. Well, I had a 345 that I basically copied Ted Green's concept of, installing a bunch of little mini switches that had a combination of inductor coils and resistors. And I also made a kind of a veritone thing. The guitar already had a veritone, those 6-position selectors that I think were coils and resistors. So I had a bunch of resistors and a veritone pot. I had a bunch of switches for inductor coils in line with caps, and I had a lot of combinations of sounds. It was pretty cool. The only drag was there was so many wires in the back of the guitar. I was on a gig one night and a ground wire popped loose. And I'm in the middle of the gig and it's just humming away, man. There was no way to save it. I got so pissed off when I went home, I desoldered everything and just put the guitar back to normal. It wasn't practical then.
It turns out that there's a bunch of combinations that I wouldn't have thought of when I first wired my Frankenstein guitar with a soldering gun, and I was saying, yeah, let me try that, and I used alligator clips at first to get some of the combinations, and when I finally arrived at it, I said, well, this is it. This gives me the most versatility, and now, wow.
Thus, the Game Changer came about, and Sterling really wanted to allow the user to get their guitar and basically deconstruct the guitar to allow them to get any tone possible they could imagine with the ability of very simple tools.
Well, one of the biggest decisions that we had to make along the way is what did we want the circuit to do and what could we live without. We kept coming up with ideas for things that we wanted it to do, and Drew and I would pretty much have brainstorming sessions every morning at work with whoever else happened to be around, and we drew a lot of pictures on the whiteboard and tried to figure out what we wanted to build into this guitar and what was necessary, what would be cool, what would be stupid. And we finally decided that what would be cool and what would be stupid could depend very much on the user, and we didn't really want to be the ones to make that decision.
I've always wanted to take the electric guitar further while maintaining what the guitar actually is. I've seen a lot of progress, or so-called progress, with the electric guitar, but it changed the fundamental instrument, and therefore a lot of those great ideas didn't fly. What's critical about what we're doing here is we're not trying to change the guitar, we're just trying to open it up and make all the possibilities that are in that instrument available. Well, the biggest engineering challenge and also the joy of this project for me was maintaining a pure passive audio path in the instrument. There's no digital gimmicks or any of that stuff. It's a straight ahead guitar. It just has all the possibilities opened up.
Basically what I've been able to do here is look and analyze, comparing the reflex to the Game Changer. There's essentially no discernible differences, even on software that's as robust as this. So, let alone listening to it with your ears, you can't hear a difference. But even more so, even when you're really getting down to the nitty-gritty, there's no discernible differences.
From a player standpoint, the Game Changer is the ultimate expression tool to allow you to use the technical possibilities of your instrument and create a wide variety of sounds that are very usable and accessible in a very intuitive way.